Okay, there's usually one shenanigander move per episode, and this is today's.
Okay, ball check. Let's see. Are you a girl?
Oh. Ow.
No. Sharp claws. Alright. Nope, not this time.
I'm Mike Dimas, and this is Pinball Shenanigans. Alright, say goodbye to the old fridge. It was good while it lasted. Kept my beers cold until it didn't. Alright, here comes the new shiny fridge. Should keep my beers cold for many years. Alright, I'm back in the basement, and it is a mess. I've got my soccer gear everywhere. We had to take the cat to the vet. I got the new fridge, so I have to put that in place, and just got crap everywhere. So, first thing I'm going to do is kind of tidy up, get organized, and then we can finish this big game flipper rebuild, hopefully. So, that's the plan. Let's get started. Alright, I've got things tidied up. Games room is in better shape. Got my fridge set up. I didn't plaster it with all the flyers and stuff, but I stuck all my magnets that I have on it. And I think that'll be my new thing. Collecting magnets for my fridge. And decluttered the top of it. Just got my little trophy up there, pretty much. Lawpole Season 12, Playoffs Champion 2020, the last season of London, Ontario Pinball League. But it is resurfacing in a new form, so stay tuned for that. But most importantly, my beer is now cold, so there's that. And it's not quite as much of a mess back here now. So, next order of business is to finish the flipper rebuilds. And when you buy a flipper rebuild kit from Pinball Life or Marco, or maybe, no, Pinball Resource doesn't sell them, I don't believe. They come with these little spacer washers. I use them on basically every stern I've done, like Magic and Galaxy and whatever else. These flipper assemblies do not come with that spacer washer. And I think I'm going to have to probably buy 4 of them in order to install these, because that's what spaces these guys off the playfield. And I don't want flipper drag and wear. So I did make a little post in the Pinball Repair Help group to see what other people have done. You know, maybe I can just find metal washers or some other solution. I don't know that I could find local plastic washers. It's kind of a specific part, but who knows, maybe. Anyway, I gotta investigate that before I crank down these flipper bats, but I still can install this guy in the meanwhile. Gotta bust out my stacked switch, drill out these holes again, and install some new wiring for the end of stroke switch. So I'm gonna get on that and see what kind of reply I get from Pinball Help Group. Okay, I've run into another bit of a roadblock here. I was just checking the wiring on this last flipper, and you see how these 2 wires from here go to the one side of the coil. These 2 wires from here, one goes to this other side of the coil and one goes to the switch stack. And then this wire goes from here to here. That seems okay. But I've actually seen a couple different configurations now on pin side. This is a big game, and these 2 wires coming out of here both go to the switch stack, and then these 2 wires coming out of here, looks like one goes to one side of the coil, one goes to the other side of the coil. Okay, so these 2 are going to the switch stack, these 2 are going to the coil. And here, these 2 are going to the coil, and one of these is going to the coil, and one's going to the switch stack. So that's different. And then there's another configuration. Where is that? Page 3. From Cotton, I believe. That's his post. Here we go. And then, yeah, so this one looks completely different. It doesn't look like anything is going from the wiring harness to this flipper. It looks like it's all coming from the other flipper. Like this blue wire goes here. This one green wire looks like it feeds some power to here, and then it goes to the switch stack, and then blue wire's getting power from here, I guess, and going to the fuse. It's just all different, man. Look at this. I don't have anything going straight from the fuse to the flipper, or do I? Maybe it comes around and comes back up this wire here. So anyway, before I go ahead and wire this all up, I need clarification. So I'm in a bit of a holding pattern. I'll post it on Pinside in the Big Game Club, see if I get any info there. I'll do some more studying. I was checking the manual, see what I can figure out. In the meanwhile, I can at least install this switch stack. Okay, there's usually one shenanigander move per episode, and this is today's. I drilled a little too far. Ouch, that hurts. Okay, so what I've decided is to steal one of these other coils. It's the same part number. I've cleaned up all the holes and got rid of all the wiring and bits of crap that were left over. And then I'm gonna cheat and peel off the label and try and put this label on, so at least it all matches. Same part number, same size, you know, same height. But this is kind of interesting. I'm peeling off this label here, and it kind of feels like painter's tape. And underneath is a quality coils label. It's also the same part number, but someone relabeled the coil for some reason. Anyway, I'm going to see if I can salvage this label and then make the world a happier place, because I'm still very sad and angry that I did that. Like, why didn't I remove the coil before drilling holes? Lesson learned for the future. That cost me like 20 bucks. Oops. Okay, so I made do. I definitely did a number on that guy. And that is now trash. There's nothing really salvageable about this thing. But here is the quote-unquote new coil. Cleaned up pretty good. Label went on pretty decent. Got a couple bruises, but I can live with that. Okay, I wired up my end of stroke switch, and I'm just waiting for confirmation on wiring before I install this guy. In the meanwhile, I am addressing this paint job here, and so what I've decided to do, and it seems to be working, is rather than paint it, I'm going to unpaint it, bring it back to original, and that will probably look better. Well, it'll definitely look better than my touch-up job, and look better than their touch-up job in the end. So I might have to just kind of deal with a little bit of that kind of stuff. But I feel like I could match this screen maybe a little better than this screen, which is very flat. But yeah, so I'll just bring that back to original, and that should do the trick. Okay, well, I guess it looks better than my touch-up job, but still not happy with that. I think I might try and color match again and paint the whole thing. It's a lot of work for one little corner of the machine, but it's the one corner that just wasn't finished, so I'm going to try and finish it. Okay, this really isn't going well. I've been mixing for 20 minutes, and not even close. I just put on a coat for fun. Ugh. So I think I gotta start all over again. I'm trying to match to this green. I would even settle for this green, but I am nowhere near close to either yet. And we're back to original. I wiped off my attempt at touching up. So I'm throwing in the towel for now, and I'm out of here. I'll be back tomorrow to see if I can actually make any progress. That would be nice. We were waiting for you. You finally showed up. You're late tonight, huh? Did you have an important date with a female kitty, if you're male? Hi, buddy. All right, time for some food and pets. Come on. Don't leave me hanging. There you go. You're a good boy or girl. I'm gonna find out one of these days what you actually are. It has been a while since I've been messing with Big Game because I've been distracted with the new Whirlwind project. So I just posted a video on that. You can check that out and see what that's all about. But man, oh man, this Whirlwind was in a fire and someone restored it in the 90s or 2000s. And Kevin is going to restore it. So been distracted with that. But tonight I'm going to try and finish this last flipper. Oh, and look, I removed Mandalorian from the basement, put it in Kevin's arcade, and then Kevin helped me move Big Game over to the main room, and it finally has legs. Ooh, that light is making it look bad. There we go. Yeah, so I'm gonna turn this on, admire it in its full-legged glory. So, yeah, the goal is to just install this last flipper. I think I got the wiring figured out. It's not the way that it was wired, it's something different, so I'll double check my work afterwards before I power it on and flip. Also, I need to install the little nylon washers. I placed an order for them. So before I can tighten up these flipper bats, I'm gonna have to wait till I get those, just to space the flippers off the playfield a little bit. It's a stern thing. And yeah, so that's the plan. See what I can accomplish. I don't know what I'm gonna do about that corner of the head yet, but maybe nothing. So we'll see. I'll be back. Okay, I think I finally figured out the correct wiring. What was throwing me for a loop was just the way the wires were kind of fed into the loom. So it looked differently wired than on the other photos I was looking at, but I think it was actually wired the same. I was actually able to like remove some of the green wire and some of the blue wire just by changing how it all went through the loom. So that is officially done, and I'm just gonna zip tie up everything here and clean up my mess. I cut a bunch of zip ties just to try and figure out where these wires were going, and I made a bit of a mess. So tidy that up, and then yeah, I think there's not a whole lot left I can do. Maybe install the wire guide. We'll see. I'll be back. Okay, I think that'll do for wire management. There's green zip ties, of course, for Big Game. Mainly because I do not have small white ones. But yeah, well, it looks pretty good. Okay, this one episode of Big Game is taking like 2 weeks, and really I think it's just time to wrap it up so I can get this video edited and posted, and I gotta wait for parts anyway, so yeah, we'll save the final flipper work for the last episode. Well, probably the last episode, because that's about all that there's left. And installing the new rail that Kevin made me. So that's about it. Some play testing, some tweaks, but yeah, I gotta end this episode and yeah, call it a day after 2 weeks. So we'll see you on the next one.
Okay, ball check. Let's see. Are you a girl?
Don't. Oh, oh, oh. Ow.
No. Sharp claws. All right. Nope, not this time.